Alrighty guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Supra build. Today I'm going to start prepping the bay, getting rid of stuff that doesn't need to be in here anymore, and get ready to put the motor in, which should be happening very soon. Hopefully in this video it'll be in, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all the crap that doesn't need to be in there. I've already pulled a handful of things out, but I'm also going to prep and paint the bay. I'm going to go gloss black. But I need to get all the wiring and stuff pulled out that isn't going to be needed. And then that stuff that is staying is going to get bundled up and wrapped up. Anything that I don't care too much about getting paint, like the brake lines and stuff, those will stay because I don't want to bother pulling those out. However, I totally could completely change my mind on that. But everything is going to get pulled out. Anything that's not needed is getting pulled out. Then I'm going to clean it out, prime it, paint it, and then hopefully get ready to put the motor in. I'm still waiting on a couple things for the motor, but I did finally get my clutch in, and that was the main thing I was waiting for. And then just slow progress from there, but we're making headway. I mean, last time I got the whole interior all done. For the most part, it's looking good. Temporary seat. I've got my helper. He's gonna stay here and probably just annoy me, but he's cute, so it's okay. And then my other car is sitting in here getting some other stuff done to it while I'm at it. So yeah, I'm gonna set up the phone and start getting to work. Alrighty, so for the most part it's all clean. Everything that I care about being masked is masked. The main wire harness, all that stuff. The booster I'm not too worried about. If it gets overspray on it, I'm more than likely going to replace the master and the reservoir and all that. So I'm not too worried about it. It's all pretty much clean. I got all the heavy dirt and all that, and got it pretty good looking. I'm going to hit it with some primer in a little bit after some sanding in certain spots. But yeah, it didn't take too long. So I'll set it up when I get ready to hit the primer and record from there. Or continue from there. Alright, day 2 of this. Let's let it sit overnight, make sure it's all good. It's cold today, it's raining right now. But I got the gloss black going, so we're gonna hit the gloss black over everything, and then call it good and move on to some engine stuff finally. Getting excited. Now, I'm gonna preface this with, don't do what I just did. I forgot to wear a respirator. I don't recommend it. If you value your lungs, wear a respirator. Or a mask or something. Don't sit here and breathe in the amount of paint fumes I just breathed in. Do not recommend it. Now then, with that out of the way, it looks a lot better than it did before. The black really just hides a lot. Oh, it's one dog power. Anyways, sidetracked. Helpers. You can see he's even questioning my abilities. The black looks a lot better. Now it's not a show car, hence the reason I just rattle canned it and I didn't pull everything out. I just did that to make sure it looks better than what it did before. A lot of stuff's going to get covered up anyways. We're going to have a lot of, the wiring harness and all that. There's going to be a fuse box over here. A battery's going to cover that stuff up. There's going to be a turbo sitting over here somewhere. We'll see. Well, I know there'll be a turbo sitting right there. But with that aside, it looks 100% better than what it did before. Isn't that right, R2? Oh, I don't know what he's... R2. Does it look better? Does it look better? Yeah, it looks better. But again, don't do what I did. Wear a mask. And, yeah. Now we're going to move on to some exciting engine stuff. It's going to be good. Alrighty, guys. Here it is. This is the mighty 2J that is going to be going into the Supra. This is what I'm going to call I'm not going to say extreme budget build, but it's definitely a budget build. A lot of this stuff is either eBay or Amazon. It's not going to make a lot of horsepower. This is a standard GE 2J, so the non-turbo. I am doing a NAT build, so it will be turbo, so I won't run a lot of boost just because I don't want to blow anything up, but it'll still be a fun little motor while I build an actual 2J to go into it. But this is just to get it in as quick as possible, or running and driving as quick as possible. So, this intake manifold, plenum thing, I got off Amazon. I forget the brand. There's just some Amazon manifold. It uses a, what is it? A Mustang 5.0 throttle body, which I still need to get in order. Over on the exhaust side, I got another Amazon turbo manifold. This is actually a really surprisingly nice quality looking thing for only, what, I think I spent $80 on this thing on Amazon. It's looking pretty good. All the welds look nice. Got a wastegate down there. These are eBay swap mounts brackets for the 2J. I did have to source a rear sump oil pan for it, which I have here. I already sealed the top. However, I forgot that I need to put in the oil return for the turbo, so that's going to be something that I do today. I'm going to have to pop the lower pan off. I got a stage 3 clutch for it and new flywheel because it had a crappy flywheel on it before. New everything. There's the turbo return stuff. I got the transmission sitting over there waiting nicely. Not going to do too much. This motor, when I had the oil pan off, it looked like it was pretty much new. The bearings looked like they were replaced before I got it, which is always good. But yeah, so I'm going to somehow find a spot to set it up, and I'm going to start working on getting the oil return in for the turbo. There's a couple little things I need, but to get the motor in the car, I need to get the oil return in, the flywheel on, mount the transmission and all that fun stuff, and then it's ready to get into the car. So hopefully I can get most of that done today. If not, I'll get it done. I mean, it's going to get done beforehand no matter what, but let's get to it. Alrighty? I think my helper's around here somewhere. We'll find him later. I'm sure you'll see him around. Alright, so sorry about the crappy view. I'm not still figuring this recording stuff out. So, here's what I'm going to do, because I'm not using the original, the OE Toyota oil return. What I'm going to do is, I had this stuff laying around. This is just a universal type flange for oil return. And it happens to fit perfectly right there. Like, it matches up like exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out where the original drain was. I'm going to drill these out for the bolts, tap those. I have all that stuff to do, and I'm just going to use this and the gasket that I have, and that's going to be my return. And then I got my AN fitting. I believe this is AN10 fitting. It's gonna sit here. So if this is sitting like this, that's just gonna sit up nicely like that. And then I got some extra line. It's just gonna go straight up and connect to the turbo when I get that. Alright guys, so that went way better than I thought it was going to. I got that all drilled and tapped. I got the pan sealed already. But not a single metal shaving got inside. My vacuum trick worked perfectly. So that's the main bulk of crap that I had to deal with. Next, we're just going to be mounting the flywheel, bolting the trans on, putting it in the car, and then moving on from there. Alright, today is the day this gets to go in. We're going to see how well I can do it by myself. Hopefully I have no issues. And it just goes in nicely. I got the light set up. And hopefully I can get it in there without messing up everything I just did to the bay. So I'm going to set it up and get it going. Alright, so it's in. Didn't go in as nicely as I would have liked it. I gotta deal with that now and fix that. Not my favorite thing. Probably gonna have to figure out what I need to do with the booster to get that to fit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure out a different intake runner, or I'm probably gonna go boosterless actually, now that I think about it. But other than that, it's in there, it's all nice. I guess I have the wrong shift housing on the transmission. I thought I had the right one. I guess I don't. So I gotta figure out how to get that to line up in the center where it's supposed to be. So maybe find a different shift housing or look for something else. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's in. Gotta figure out how to get everything else in. But for now, I'll probably end the video here. Get it out. Got a bunch of stuff I need to edit and all that. Still got some other stuff I need to figure out. But everything else seems to line up perfectly. I don't think it could line up better. Everything down there, all the mounts and all that stuff look really good. But this is a big step. It's only little things now. So, yeah, till next time. Mr. Man over there is creeping. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.